back now with British Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch, who grew up in Nigeria, to talk about immigration and identity politics in the UK. You've spoken a lot about the importance of culture as sustaining a country. And when we look at immigration, you say it's not just numbers that matter, it's where people come from,
That's
it's
right.
what they do. And you've had some criticism because people look at you and say, well, wait a minute, she's from Nigeria. So explain what you mean.
So I often say that numbers matter, how many people are coming into a country. You have to make sure that when immigration is sustainable. But culture matters more. Certainly in the UK, there is something that people from around the world are coming there to get. It is that system, enlightenment values, equality under the law, freedom of speech, freedom of association, women having equal rights, the rule of law, our legal system. So much of that is what draws people from around the world. It is what has made us a successful country. But if you have large numbers of people who don't believe in those things, eventually your country will change. And not all cultures are equal. Some people may not like to hear that, but cultures where there's child marriage, where homosexuals, gay people are treated, criminally, killed, those are not equal cultures. I will not accept that. Cultures where women are lesser citizens, those aren't equal cultures. But when we have large numbers of people coming in to a country, that does change things. I mean, just today, I had a press conference about this grooming gang scandal, which made worldwide news. And it wasn't about Asian men or even just Pakistani men. It was men from a particular region of Pakistan that was very, very detached even from most Pakistanis itself. They weren't, people from, very little in common with people from Kashmir, a very sort of peasant farming background, isolated in the mountains. And we discovered that the prevalence of them harming children, raping and sexually abusing children was very high. That's a classic example of a culture that's isolationist, not integrating with the rest of the country, and everybody leaves them alone and acts as if it doesn't matter, just leave them to be themselves with whatever activities they're carrying on. And the people who were harmed were women and children.
Is it religion or culture?
It's culture. It's very, very much culture. And you can see it in many other countries that are Muslim. They don't tolerate this sort of stuff. They don't tolerate this sort of stuff. And I talk about how we are allowing our tolerance to be exploited. We have people pretending, for instance, to be homosexual so that they can claim asylum, and then they go on to get married and have children. They're abusing the laws that we have. We have people who go through false conversions. They come to the parish priest, they're very excited. Oh, these Muslims want to convert to Christianity. They convert so that they can claim asylum and say, if I went back to my country, I'd be persecuted. This is exploitation of a system that was not designed for this sort of thing. We have to be honest about that.
So you say to somebody who's coming from Nigeria and wants to create a little mini Nigeria in Britain.
No, that is not right. And Nigerians would not tolerate that. That's not something that many countries would accept. There are many people who come to our country, to the UK, who do things that would not be acceptable in their countries. It's virtually impossible, for example, to get Nigerian citizenship. I had that citizenship by virtue of my parents. I can't give it to my children because I'm a woman. Yet loads of Nigerians come to the UK, stay for a relatively brief period of time, acquire British citizenship. We need to stop being naive, and that's why under my leadership, we now have policies to make it a lot harder to just get British citizenship. It's been too easy. It's basically a conveyor belt. We want people who have who want to come to our country to be net contributors, not people who will immigrate and then need welfare, need social housing. That's not right because they haven't paid into the system. So there is a lot that I'm changing on policy that is suitable for the times we live in. We could get away with these things before the era of mass travel, before mobile phones, before small boat crossings. There's just the global mass migration, which we're seeing that's very destabilizing. They didn't have that in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s. We need rules that work for today.
Kemi Badenoch, pleasure to have you on.